and get started. We're going to get started right now, and for everyone who's watching this live, welcome. And then for those of you who are watching this as a recording, we appreciate you watching this, and hopefully you can get all the information that you need. If you have any questions and you're watching a recording, please, at the last slide, you'll see Justin's information, and that will be the best way to get your questions answered. But in the meantime, Justin Gershnerberger is back again with us today to talk about exploring majors and how to make sure you're making the best choices for your major here at TWU. So Justin, I'm going to let you have it and move forward.
All right, thank you so much, Jessica, and I appreciate all of you taking the time to either be with us live or to watch this recording. Major exploration is definitely something that is a big topic right now and can be a very big challenge for students when you're trying to make that decision of how do I actually look at what different majors are out there for me. And so the topic that I really want to cover is kind of how to navigate the different majors and what you can kind of think of through thought processes of how to kind of move into those majors. So with that, we'll get started with our next slide and kind of go from there with the bullet points. So being open and being willing to explore is the first thing you can do with major exploration. So thinking outside the box, or take that profession that you considered to be the most unrealistic and make it realistic. Oftentimes we try to pigeonhole our thoughts and our beliefs of what we should be doing and try to make that fit into a major instead of thinking about what can I do that I wouldn't mind doing every day for the rest of my life, and then making a major fit with your dreams. So Jessica, if you'll go ahead and click the next one, I should have another part that pops up. Okay, and so with that being open, how do you be open and how do you decide what ways you're going to explore those majors? So kind of sit back and think about, what do I really want to do? So if you're currently in a major and you're considering changing it, or you don't know what you might want to change to, well, take the major equation out. Take out how much money you're going to make or what you feel like you want to make, and forget what is realistic and practical. Take those big ideas and those big dreams that you have and start thinking, what can I really do every day for the rest of my life? Which sounds like a big challenge. But if you start small, thinking, well, I'm currently a sociology major, and I'm just really not feeling my classes. Well, what is it that I do want to do? I want to help people. Okay, so then going further into that and saying, well, how do I want to help people? Do I want to help them by working with them in hospitals and the capacities that nurses do? Do I want to work with them in the same way a social worker might work with them through child protective services or maybe in a hospital setting? Or do I want to help them through charitable foundations, through creating a foundation and giving back to the community? So kind of thinking about those big picture questions of how do you want to impact what you want to do every day? And then that's the point where you start talking with other people, finding people who currently do that job and interviewing them, asking them about the highs and the lows of the job. What are the good things? What are the bad things? What do they love? What do they wish they could change? And start using those as ways for you to really kind of start exploring what you might actually really want to do. And then once you also, searching online is great. I am a big fan of Dr. Google and just typing in random jobs and seeing what kind of comes up. Because at the end of the day, you never know what a degree is going to require, a specific job is going to require. To start a nonprofit, for example, if that's something you want to do, or to work for a nonprofit, well, you could probably get a degree in a variety of different areas to be an ideal candidate for that. You want to work in higher education, for example, if you wanted to come do what myself or what Jessica do. You know, there's a variety of different degrees that go with that. And so figuring out kind of what you want to do and then finding the major that best relates to it. And there may not be a major that fits with what you want to do. I myself had that struggle when I was in college, when I was exploring majors, of discovering I really wanted to work in higher education, but learning that there is no such thing as a higher education undergraduate degree. So what route was going to be the best for me? And it took talking to people currently working in the field, and figuring out kind of the processes behind, okay, what can I do? What are my options? But I think what's most important from this is to take away the part of, if money was no object and you didn't have to worry about it, which is easier said than done, but when thinking about future careers, it's very important to take. And forget what is practical. We're taught from an early age that we need to find a job that is going to be stable, is going to provide for our families, and it's going to make us enough money to live off of, which are all three very important things, and we need to consider when doing major exploration. But we also don't want you to consider, well, accounting is practical, it's going to provide a stable life and a stable work environment, but I hate math, but I'm going to go ahead and do this major anyway, simply because of those three practical things. There's bound to be something else that you would enjoy a little bit more and can also provide you those same three things. So definitely dreaming and thinking outside that box. So asking those questions of yourself and of people that might be currently in that role. All right. So I feel like I kind of went through my slides really, really fast. But what I really want to say with the questions and hit home is remembering to don't limit yourself. If you are interested in 5 different majors, go talk with people that work in all 5 of those different areas. Talk with the faculty, talk with the academic advisor, find someone in the field and just shoot them an email and see if they're willing to answer a couple of questions. So don't limit yourself. At some point you will need to kind of hone in and maybe pick 1 or 2 majors if you decide you want to double major. You can definitely do that. Or should I major in this area and minor in another? Dream big. Don't let the societal constraints that may have been placed on you be limiting and hindrances on you pursuing your dreams of what you actually want to do. If your goal is to be a midwife, let's get you to that point of finding a major where you can be a midwife. Or if your goal is to be the CEO of your own business, what can we do to prepare you for that with the major options that we have here at TWU? Again, exploring all of your options and making sure that you have exhausted all of your resources that you have here at TWU. You have multiple different majors that you can choose from. You have myself that you can come to, and we can sit down and just dream big and talk about all of your different ideas and what you really want to do, and start talking about majors that you might want to do. You have a wonderful career services office available to you where you can go and talk with them about different careers, take assessments to learn your interest areas that then can be related to different types of jobs. You have the ability to use TWU Connect to explore different internships or externship opportunities by saying, I think I want to work in business, but I don't know what type of business. We'll use TWU Connect to find a business internship, apply for it, and do that internship. And that may help solidify, yes, I want to work in the business field, or it may say, you know what, this really isn't for me, and so I need to continue my exploration of other majors. And finally, make sure that you're being inquisitive and asking those questions of everyone around you. Relying on friends and family is a great resource to kind of get a good idea, but I definitely encourage you to look for other perspectives than what your friends or family may be doing. It's more about yourself in this journey through major exploration. And we live in this current state of an area of unfortunate circumstances where in Texas we have to have a declared major by the time we've reached our sophomore year. we have to declare at 30 hours a major. And so then we're pigeonholed into this major, or we feel like we're pigeonholed, when in reality you can still continue exploring majors and looking for those other opportunities. So you may have picked a major as going into your sophomore year or as a freshman, and you may now be second guessing now that you're in those upper classes thinking, you know, there might be something different out there for me, or I thought this was going to be different and it's not really hitting what I want. What else can I do? We can sit down together and have that conversation and explore all of the different options that you have available to you here at TWU, and you can ask as many questions as you want. Especially when it's pertaining to your future career and your future alignments. You can never ask too many questions, and everyone on campus should be willing to help guide you and answer those questions for you, in the ability to help you find that quest of what you really want to do. Because in theory, you will never work a day in your life if you are doing what you love, and that begins with the exploration of majors that will help you get to doing what you love. With that being said, I am ready for some questions. You've got my contact information posted there, so you can definitely send me an email and we can check in and schedule some time to talk. But definitely shoot in some questions, and I'm more than happy to answer those for you.
Thank you so much, Justin. We don't have any questions in the comment boxes just yet, but for everyone who is listening, I have the code for the sophomores who are using this as part of Sophomore September on the bottom of this slide. The code is MAJOR. But Justin, one question that I do have for you regarding major exploration and academic advising is, other than yourself, is there somebody else that would be beneficial for students to know of who they can reach out to on campus to really kind of do some of this major exploration? Are there any key names that you would recommend students connect with if they cannot connect with you?
That's a great question, Jessica. We have a great support system of academic advisors on campus that could definitely help you with that major exploration. Currently, our undeclared, or as we call it, Exploring Majors advisor is James Wicks. He could definitely help you with that. But here in the Pioneer Center, we are actually working towards this kind of being the neutral territory for students to come in and not be meeting with a specific major academic advisor and have the opportunity to just sit and brainstorm. And so really the key contact for that currently is myself, but James Wicks is also another great resource on our campus that could be contacted if for some reason we were unable to connect.
Great, thank you, Justin. Do you have any thoughts on benefits of changing your major and student success here at TWU?
Absolutely. So we do keep track of data points and data sources, and students who are open and actually do look into changing their major and then successfully actually make that transition to another major tend to be a little bit more successful when they are in their classroom instruction and tend to have a better path towards graduation. And so really, if you're unhappy or just not feeling your current major, don't be afraid to explore the majors, because it could change your academic standing in the sense that you could go from a B student to an A student, or from an A student to an A+ student. And it really can help you in that aspect. Now, a downside of changing your major going in is sometimes, depending on the type of major you may change into, it may delay your graduation a little bit. And right now, everyone is focused on a timely graduation, in and out in 4 years. And sometimes with this major exploration process, while we're learning about ourselves and learning about the options and future careers that are out there, sometimes it does cause us to take a little bit more time in college in order to actually find where we want to go. And so that's something else that I didn't mention that I think is important for you to be open to, is understanding that when you do change majors, if that is the case, it may, I'm not guaranteeing it, but it may add an extra semester onto your coursework, or maybe it might add a summer session that you weren't planning on in order to accomplish a timely graduation for that. But don't be afraid to go a little bit longer if it gets you to the right point to be set up for what you want to do with life.
Great, thank you. That was a great answer. Okay, so my last question for you, Justin, and then if any of you who are here live with us now, please feel free to chat any questions in the box that is located right below where you can see our main room participants. Please put your question in there. But Justin, my main question for you is for our nursing students out there. Have you seen any trends on students who may have not gotten into nursing school in some of the areas that they can easily transition to, or what are your thoughts on that?
That's a great question, and I think for our nursing students, with that in particular, with that being a competitive acceptance major, hopefully my goal and my thought and my well wishes for everyone is that they get into the nursing major on their first attempt. Unfortunately, in reality, that's not always the case. And so my recommendation for exploring majors for the nursing students would be start thinking now as a sophomore. If you have not already applied to the nursing program, start thinking about this now. What type of nurse do you want to be? Do you want to be a pediatric nurse? Do you want to be an ER nurse? Do you want to go into management someday? Start thinking about those types of things that you want to do with your nursing career once you've left Texas Women's University as a registered nurse, and start looking into those areas as a minor. So if you know, for example, you want to work in labor and delivery, or you're wanting to work with children, you can definitely look at family sciences, child development, sociology, psychology, for those different types of group norms and processes and the development of the children, if that's the area you're going to be working with. Or if you're wanting to go into administration as a future nurse, looking into some of the business minors that we may offer here so that you have that area. And then what I always recommend in that area for major exploration is sometimes we do, as nursing majors, have to apply to the program 2 or 3 times before we're admitted. Well, if we have an area of focus that we're looking at when we're going through our major exploration and waiting to get into nursing, if we know we want to be a pediatric nurse and we're getting a minor in child development, if we don't get into nursing major, we can then continue on that child development. And if at the end of the time you're not admitted into the nursing program, you have still successfully made completion towards another degree that is going to help you be a stronger nurse when you do go into nursing, whether that means you complete a degree in child development or business or psychology and then go do an accelerated nursing program, or that means you get into your junior year and you've got all these hours in child development and you end up double majoring in nursing and child development, or you have a very secure foundation in another area, so that when you go for those competitive jobs as a future nurse, you can say, I have this area of focus that I did while I was waiting to get into nursing school in this area, and that's why I'm a better qualified applicant than this other person who's applied that also has a BSN and is also a registered nurse. I went above and beyond and found these other areas of interest and took the time to learn more. And so that's just my personal recommendation to those of you that might be nursing majors of how you can make yourself a stronger applicant for your future nursing job, but also stay on track towards working towards a degree in something while waiting to get into the nursing program.
Great, thank you, Justin. I'm actually, I'm going to show the students the TW Connect while we're here. If you want to maybe touch base on that just a little bit more for students who may be interested or don't know if they're interested in internships. Well, if I can find TW Connect, hang on. Here it is. Okay, Justin, can you talk just a little bit more about TW Connect and how it works? And for those of you who are on your phone or your tablet, you may not see my web form here, but hopefully, Justin, if you can go over that one more time, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Absolutely. And so actually, Jessica, can I have you go to TW Connect through the Pioneer Center's website? Because there's actually some better, or the graphics look a little bit different. And then if you do click on internships, there we go. So then you've got getting started with TWU Connect and kind of where you really want to go. So when you log in, you're going to use your TWU username and password to log in. And what's so great about TWU Connect is it is you can get more information than you would absolutely think you could possibly want, or you can get very little information. So what's great about this is the last time I was on this website, I noticed that there were over 3,000 different jobs, internships or externship opportunities available on this website. And so once you log in with your TWU student ID and password, you go in and you create a profile. And in your profile, you can then set specific parameters to, you want to know every time a internship is posted for your specific major, and it will email you every single time. Or you want a daily summary of everything that was posted. Or you want a weekly summary of everything that was posted. Or you want to get you want to look at what internships might be available in a specific area. There's so many different functionalities to this TWU Connect that you can make it as customizable as you want. Lots of universities have used this system, and we are very excited that we get to have that now for our TWU students to use to explore the different opportunities that you have to go out there and learn by doing, which is our motto for our quality enhancement program here at TWU, is to go in there, get an internship, and learn by doing and see if it's something you really want to do. And this is a great opportunity for that major exploration. While our nursing students specifically may not be able to get an internship until they actually are in nursing school and completed a semester, that doesn't stop you as a nursing student from using this website to see what type of internships might be out there for future nursing students, and then talking to the people that are looking to hire in those areas of what type of qualities do you want? What type of things do you look for when a student applies for these internships? It's a really great resource to kind of get yourself connected, and it's never too early to start. We talked with our students this summer at freshman orientation about actually joining TWU Connect before they even left first year orientation. So as sophomores, I definitely encourage you, if you haven't already registered and set up your profile and your parameters, get in there and start working on that.
Okay, so we still don't have any other questions from anyone in the room. However, for all of you who are watching live or via recording, please note the code for the eLounge today in order to receive credit on your sophomore September card. The code is MAJOR. Justin, thank you again for another successful program. I appreciate all of your help that you've been giving us with academic advising and now major exploration. Without any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this eLounge for today. And we look forward to seeing you at any of our other eLounges over the course of the semester. We have one every week. All eLounges this month are on Wednesdays at noon. So come and see us next week. We'll be talking about leadership development, and we will have Garrett Isom here speaking with us. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you again, Justin, and have a wonderful day.